Hi everyone, it's Lucy from Sweet Poppy Stencils. So today I thought I'd show you a little make using one of our brand new botanicals releases. This is using the Foxglove, and with the Foxglove you get a beautiful little bee, which is this one. No, it's not, I'm wrong, it's this one. And then I have pinched another bee from our thistle stamp. And just to make a nice quick little card. So what we're going to be using with this make is we're going to be using our new watercolour pens. This is set 2, and the first thing that I do with all my watercolours is I do myself a watercolour chart with all of the names. So I'm going to be using mauve, and I'm going to use moss and meadow for my greens, and I want a little bit of pink, so I think we'll go with the bubblegum. I'm going to take the blue out as well, which is the sky, which is this one. So I've got a piece of card which is 160 by 130. And this is our Bockingford hot press card. It's hot press smooth, and that's really important because that means that I'm going to get a perfect stamped image. I'm using VersaFine, let me just check I'm in shot. I'm using VersaFine Nocturne with it. And as I said, I'm using the lovely Foxglove. I do love this stamp. So just pop there. I'm aware of where my sentiment's going, so I'm going more over towards my left. Yeah, there we go. So I'm coming more over to the left side of my card. I'm stamping, as I said, with VersaFine Nocturne. This way I know I can watercolour with it then. So gentle taps so I don't flood my stamp. Now, when you're using watercolour pens, especially ours, I cannot stress enough, you need to be using the right card. So watercolour card, that is the only way you're going to move your inks along. If you're using a normal colour card, a normal kind of card, stamping card, then your inks won't move with water, but you could still colour on your card. But if you want to move your inks, you do need to use a watercolour cardstock. So I'm gentle taps, I'm not pushing, I'm just walking it right up to the edges, and let's check. Perfect, lovely. So peel your stamp off, don't pull it off, just peel it off and pop that down. And our little bumblebee, so that little one, I think we can go there. Lovely. And this little bumblebee, no, I think we'll pop him there. So about there he'll go, and the little thistle one can go. See, dirty fingerprints already. This is an ink eraser, Tombow Mono ink eraser, that's available on our website. Always handy. I think a bit further down. Gosh, who would have thought deciding where to put your bees would be a deal breaker. Lovely. Okay. Gentle taps. Don't flood your stamps. Although my ink needs re-inking. Let's do those. Lovely. So, welcome. let it sink into your cardstock. And there you go. There's your bumblebees. Perfect. So again, clean my stamps off. This is just water that I'm cleaning my stamps off with. I don't use a solvent because that's not good for your polymer stamps. So I'm just cleaning mine. And I'm going to put my bumblebees there and I'll sort those out after. Lovely. So we're going to take away. Now, if you wanted, you could have heat embossed, you know, put clear embossing powder on, and that would have given you a channel to for your inks to go into. Now, I never fill my water barrel up, otherwise I find I don't have as much control, and that's with any of the watercolour pens that I own. I tend to take it straight from a little pot, so hence this is water in a little pot. Your barrels, if you want to fill yours, they open that way. So if you're turning them, you're trying to open them that way and they don't open, go the other way. Okay, and make sure you wash your brushes. Clean them all off, make sure they're nice and washed. There we go. Okay, so a bit of kitchen roll. Lovely. And just folded it, and I will use that then so I don't put too much water on. So make sure we're in shot. So we are going, I've got a little acetate block. I could put it on my mat if I wanted. And this is just to put my inks on, as you can see. Let's see, I'm just applying my inks. Now I prefer to do my inks this way, so my watercolours, add in my watercolours this way. You can go straight to the watercolour and drag it out if you want, but this is, we all have our own ways of liking how we colour. So if I put a bit of coloured card under that, there we go, how's that? So I'm just taking, and all you're doing is you are dragging your colour. Then if it's a little bit harsh, I'm just moving it around. If I go over the edges, all I need to do is just wet that edge and then blot it, and then it will move. You can mix your two colours together as well, if that's what you want to do. And you can just pull them over, as you can see. Too dark, take off and move it around. So I'm just adding, as you can see, all the detail is in the stamp. And again, I'm going to add a bit of water to it, blot it and take some of it away if I feel it's a little bit heavy. And I'm going to go in with a little bit darker once I've done my leaves. Picking up the colour, just adding. So just taking some up on the brush because I don't want it to be too heavy. When you add it from a palette to the card, it's not as dark, it's not as heavy, but if you want to enhance, so let me get back into a point. So I'll always put my pens back into a point. So if I want to add a little bit of darkness to that, then just pulling that out, as you can see, gives you, so again, add in and pulling. There is very little water on my brush. And then if you find that you've got too much colour on, then just take it away with the water. There we go. So clean my brush off, go back in with the meadow, and we're doing the leaves. So we're adding, we're going in, taking off, and we're going to be pulling, and do a little bit at a time. Don't do a great big patch. You need to, a little bit at a time to move it. So go in with a bit of green. So the best thing with these leaves, you can, or let's do it on here. So I can do that. Sorry, I can do that one and then take with the lighter colour up, and then it will go from dark to light and fade out. Eventually that on that light brush will drag out. So I think my leaves are a little bit heavy, so I'm going to go in with some water. I'm going to blot dry, and again I'm going to go in with a bit of water, and I'm going to take away so it's a little bit lighter. You can see I'm alternating between my pens, but always trying to control with water. Just pulling it out. Don't be scared if you go over the edge, it will come off. There we go. Okay, so the only thing we've got left to do is the bees. So pop those two back in, making sure. I'm going to use tiny little bit of our amber. So again, cleaning my brush, and don't want it to be really heavy. I just want a little hint of yellow on my bumblebees. Fab. Okay, so let's just check if we're happy. I'm just going to go over with water, taking away anything that I think is a little bit heavy. And sometimes it's good to look with fresh eyes, and just blending things in, because I'm after a very washed out look, really, not a heavy look. It's like anything, you're learning as you go. I think that leaf is a little bit heavy. There we go. So clean my brush, dry it off, to one side. And then we have our little bit of batten layering, which is perfect. So I think we'll go with wet glue, just for the quickness. I could do with a permanent roller that I normally got, but it's always a way you can never find it when you need it. So using by eye, which is never good when you're filming. Oops. But because it's wet glue, it does allow a little bit of movement, which is always good. And I've got my trusty trimmer if it's a bit wonky, which is a little bit wonky, but not much. Sorry if I took out a shot. Right, so excuse me whilst I reach for my trimmer. Little slither. This is where I always end up with a bookmarker. There we go. That'll do. So we're going to put a little sentiment on it. Do more, makes you happy. Make sure we've got clean parts all over. No fingerprints. That's always good. So we have my stamp press. I love this stamp press. Pop that down, pop that down. Okay. Do more that makes you happy. And I think we will go about there. Hopefully we get them straight. That looks good. So we're going to start with Versifying Clay, black, lots of gentle taps. My ink pad is dry a little bit, it does need a bit of juicing up again. November 22 was the last time it was re-inked or new. So letting that soak into the card. And this is, card base is about 90 by 150. Okay, lovely. Pop that to one side. Oh, there's my roller. Lovely. I knew I had one somewhere. Didn't even check to see if that ink was dry then. And because it wasn't, but it's fine. Because it's going on my base, that's fine. Lovely. That's straight. That's reasonably straight. So we've got that, we're happy with that. So to finish it off, I think we will add a couple of little gems just to give it a little, or you could do your glossy accents or whatever you fancy. So one there. And you know what, these are harder to put on than anything. Oops, come on. I think lovely. Brilliant. So there you go. Nice, quick-ish little make. There we go. Hope you enjoyed the make. Don't forget to stay tuned for future tips and techniques with Sweet Poppy stencils.